Well, it's graupeling at my house. You can see that some of these look a little bit like they could be snowflakes. It looks like they could be, but they're really poofy, and that's because they have little tiny super cooled water drops that have attached to them and also frozen. And so that's why they instead look like little balls of styrofoam or Dippin' Dots. And now it's sleeting and freezing raining. Which means we've moved from somewhere about here to now about here. Let's talk about how the rest of the week is looking. This unwelcome mess is making its way through the state. We're going from west to east. Should be over tonight. Temperatures for the next week and a half are going to be right around normal. A couple places cooler, a couple places warmer. Maybe it warm up at the end of the period, but we're going to wait on. So the forecast discussion out of the Gray Main Office, Division of NOAA, says low pressure crosses the area today, bringing accumulating snow and slick travel to some of the area. Southern zone seeing the change from snow to rain a little bit earlier and quicker. That's fine. The system exits tonight while troughing lingers over the northeast through the middle of next week. Although another system passes nearby offshore late Wednesday, which some of the models were kind of all over the place on this. Yesterday, there were some interesting things that showed this could be kind of an interesting glancing blow. We'll take a look at how they're looking today. Brings another chance of rain and snow. Conditions remain unsettled and relatively cool into next weekend. And they definitely are relatively cool compared to how warm it was for like the past 2 weeks. So looking at this GFS forecast, which you can't see without NOAA, there's the mess that we have right now going on that moves out of the way. This is the little sleeper system for Wednesday that's going to be interesting. For the places that don't usually get winter precipitation, southern and coastal locations, this could be an interesting late season shot. The GFS model shows Wednesday's little blip staying a lot further away, but don't forget that we are missing a tremendous amount of the weather balloons and radiosondes to our west that help us forecast this kind of thing. We know that without those weather balloons, our forecast models are compromised. There's a lot of science behind it, but we know we pulled the most impactful observation type that we have. Anyway, back to the forecast. The graph model shows a similar type of thing happening. Here's Wednesday's storm, showing how there is some snow and ice potential as this thing makes its way up along the entire coast. Could definitely be a lot of fun. This is a pretty typical New England spring pattern. And you're going to be able to see the jet stream just kind of exit over New England, then a little south, then a little bit north. Like, this is what's going to be causing kind of the continued unsettled weather. So spring is springing. Spring is doing what spring does, but stay tuned. We are going to be talking about the summer forecast here as soon as I have time to put it together because that is a lot of work.